My name is Shane Phillips. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, United States of America. I am a human rights activist. I am also the founder and president of One World Voice Foundation. All of us
kwamba sisi zote
have error.
tuna makosa,
Because being a Christian to me
kwamba kuwa Mkristo kwangu
makes me realize how much weaker and vulnerable I am and how much I need Christ.
inanifanya kuwa unaona kwamba lazima mimi ni mtu dhaifu ambao ni kiwango gani ambacho nahitaji huyu Kristo.
Being a Christian to me,
Kuwa Mkristo kwangu
it means serving your fellow man.
ni kwamba kuweza kumhudumia mtu kama wewe,
Because Christ said,
kwa sababu Kristo alisema,
he said, the people are the church.
anasema watu wa kanisa,
He said, bring me your weak, bring me your poor.
akasema niletee wale ambao ni wadhaifu, niletee wale ambao ni maskini.
He said, come as you are.
Akaweza kuachika nyote
He didn't put limitations on that.
na akaweza kuweka kiwango pale.
And us as Christians need to understand
Na si kama Wakristo tunataka tuweze kuelewa
the love of Christ
upendo wa Kristo
and the grace
na neema
that he had when he died on the cross for us.
na ambayo alikuwa naye wakati ambapo alitufia msalabani kwa ajili yetu sisi.
One World Voice Foundation is set up to make a difference. It's to stand against genocide, to stand against poverty, to stand against affliction. My goal for One World Voice is to make a difference, not only on the coast of Kenya, but also make a difference in Uganda, also make a difference in Sudan, also make a difference in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where somebody's being afflicted, where somebody's in genocide, when somebody's in pain. I want us to, as a foundation, to be the foundation to step in to save more life than anybody has in history, and that's my goal for One World Voice Foundation.
Shane Phillips is a human rights activist and was awarded the Arizona Human Rights Nelson Mandela Award in 2013, and I was listening to him talk online when he was receiving this important award, and I was really humbled. And during the award ceremony, I just want to quote Shane Phillips. This is what he said, just to show the way he has passion and a big heart, a huge heart for Africa. That this award is not for me, but those in Africa.
I think for me, I just saw a lot of people suffering. I saw a lot of people suffering in poverty and affliction and genocide. And I just saw a world that just didn't care. And I figured if one person can make a difference, we all can make a difference. And that's what One World Voice was designed to do. It wasn't just designed to stand for the people with awareness. It was made to stand for the people with action.
My name is Bashija Michael. I am a Ugandan. I'm 18 years, an LGBTI asylum seeker in Nairobi. My own family, my mother, my father, my brothers, and my sister rejected me in 2012 after having found out about my orientation. They called me sorts of names. They called me a beast, they called me a curse, and the whole community was against me. In fact, I was banned from this church service in a community for being what I am. That's how I left home. I felt lonely because there is nothing hard like being there for only yourself. From 2012, I left home. First of all, I got stranded in town. I had nowhere to stay, so I slept nowhere in town for some time. I was a street kid for some time because I knew nobody to help. I didn't have a phone for Facebook until I got someone who took me to Mount Moroto Hotel in northeastern Uganda. I worked at Mount Moroto Hotel for around 4 months, and the money I got at Mount Moroto Hotel is the money I used to buy a phone and a few clothes. After buying the phone, I got introduced to Facebook. and getting introduced to Facebook, that's how I came to know about some other people out there who are like me. I used to close myself in the bedroom and cry out and judge God for making me what I am, because I didn't know there was someone else out there that was like me. So I used to cry for myself. I used to guilty myself, ask myself, Michael, why do you do this? Because I didn't want to do what I was doing, because to our customs it's taken to be a crime, a curse, something very bad.
My goal within the next year is to get UN aid for the Ugandan refugees that are pretty much being afflicted right now. Our other goals is we want to have a Kenyan coast relief mission, which is going to pretty much fix houses, which is pretty much going to help the afflicted poor in Kenya. We also want to do some work for Sudan, because there's been a genocide going on in Sudan for over 30 years. And we also want to make a difference with the Democratic Republic of Congo, because that's one genocide and one situation that never gets talked about. And if we can get UN aid and get the right sponsorships and get the right people around us, which it's kind of coming together as we speak, I feel like we can accomplish a lot.
In March, I was beaten up, brutally beaten up by a homophobic mob. They called me, promising to take me to school after reading my story on my Facebook status that I had left home after my family pushed me away. So when I reached there, they took me to a warehouse somewhere in town and started beating me up and asking me why I am this. The other challenge I've seen is on December 25th, that's Christmas Day, I was beaten up in Kenya by Kenyan guys who found me walking and stopped me. They asked me questions in Swahili and I answered them in English, saying I didn't know Swahili. They asked me why do I walk like a girl. I didn't have anything to answer, so they started beating me up, calling me silly names like Kenyan words. They beat me up and left me on the ground, so they left.
And sometimes, when things don't go your way,
Na wakati ambapo vitu haviendi vile unavyotarajia,
you get discouraged.
unavunjika moyo.
But sometimes things don't happen on our time, it happens on his.
Na wakati mwingine vitu haviwezi kuendelea kutendeka vile inavyotakikana.
Because I've gotten upset many times. Why isn't One World Voice taken off?
Kwa sababu wakati mwingine najiuliza, mbona wakati mwingine hivi vitu haviendi hivi, vinachukuliwa siku zingine?
Why don't I have complexes rescuing people and keeping people safe?
Mbona siwezi kuwa na nyumba ambayo inaweza kuweka watu ambao wako katika hali hatari?
Because it's not my time for God to have me do that.
Kwa sababu si wakati wangu wa ili Mungu aweze kunitumia niweze kufanya hivyo.
Because He has a time for each one of us and what we're supposed to do.
Kwa sababu ana wakati kwa kila mmoja wetu na kila ambacho tunatakana tuweze kukitenda.
And forgiveness is the same way.
Na hata kusameha ni hivyo hivyo.
Forgiveness only starts when you allow it.
Kusameha kunaanza wakati ambapo unakubali.
You just gotta want to do it. It's about action. Anybody can sit and say, hey, I can do this, I can do that. But when you actually put action behind it and say, I want to do it, and it comes from here, and it comes from passion, and it comes from wanting to make a difference, that's when you can accomplish anything you want. I think that's the difference between successful people and average people. And when I mean successful people, I don't mean people that are rich. I mean people that have accomplished something. Is successful people go out and do it. They don't look for answers to go out and do it. They just go out and do it. And my suggestion for somebody to help somebody, you don't have to help everybody. You can just help the ones you can help. Because, if you're on a budget like myself, give $20, $30 a month to make a difference in somebody's life. That's pretty much all you can do. You don't have to give your whole paycheck to make a difference, but if everybody could just give a little bit, if everybody in the world could just give a tiny bit of their income, big difference could be made. Poverty could be raked out for good.
What I can tell people who are watching me is life out there might be a little easier, but I want them to know that life in Africa is too hard, more especially for people like we, because no one where we are likes what we are. Everybody takes us to be castful, everybody takes us to be criminals, everybody takes us to be stuff like that. I miss laughing with my brothers. I miss jazzing with my sister. I miss my mother. I miss my father, though I'm sure he doesn't miss me. I miss my relatives.
I feel like we're in a world where it's about money instead of people. And I feel that if we can make a difference in the people around us, there wouldn't be no poverty. If we can make a difference in the people around us, there wouldn't be no affliction. If we could stand for what's right with one voice, there wouldn't be no genocide. And I think that's pretty much all we pretty much need to do as a people, is to stand. And not just stand with our words, but stand with our actions, stand with our hearts, stand with our compassion, stand with our conviction.
I didn't have what to eat, I didn't have where to sleep, I didn't have friends, I didn't know anybody in town, but she has been there for me, helped me financially, food and other stuff.